Anybody there yet? Let me know. Hello. Let me know if you're here. If you can see me. I don't see anything yet. Oh, okay. I see somebody. Oh, hey. Neo prototype. Oh, it's nice to see all of you. I am the person behind Versatroll, so it's nice to meet you. I can't pull up my own stream. Let me see if it shows yet. Well, if anyone even shows up. Oh, wait, I think I found it. There it is. All right. Nice. I can see it now. For watching, it's for you. Anybody have any questions? Or anything they want to know? Trying to figure out how to work all this stuff. This is my first live, so bear with me. I have to move all these boxes around. I wonder why it puts a crown by your name, Neo Prototype. It says you're number 1 and number 2. I guess top fans, I guess.
Super Chat! You've earned eternal damnation.
It wasn't really a super chat. I just wanted to try that. All right, so let's just gonna sit here, I guess, if no one has anything that they want to ask. Do you guys have any questions about like a scripture or verse or something? Oh yeah, it's real fun. But this is kind of like a learning process of me seeing how everything works, where everything goes before I actually do anything Bible related. The more you chat, the more points you earn. Congratulations on your first live. Well, thank you. Thank you. The more chats, the more points you earn. What do you use the points for? ASAP Stan. What is that? Is that supposed to be something else? ASAP Stan? ASAP Stan? Streamers can award points to their audience based on their engagement, such as watching the stream, subscribing to the channel, or joining the membership. These points can be redeemed for various rewards, including stickers, alerts. That's stupid. All right, I answered that question. So nothing good. It's absolutely nothing good. Shocking. This is more to get my face out there, so whenever I do my next video, you guys aren't like all shocked, because I'm probably not going to be able to keep that voice any longer again, because Play.ht keeps they're selling to Meta, and so their website is not consistent. I can only use it occasionally, and then I can't use it at all for like a month, because they're slowly integrating all their stuff over to Meta. So at some point, I think in December, that voice is going to be completely unusable. So we're going to have to move to something else, which is probably going to end up being me, since that is the easiest method. I don't have to rely on a character and a fake voice, an AI voice. There's 10 of you here now, 9. The next chapter I was looking at was Judges 11, and it was a versus autopsy kind of thing. So where basically this guy agrees that when whoever comes to his door next, he's gonna offer them up as a burnt offering to Yahweh, right? Well, of course, the next person that comes to his door is his daughter. So he offers his daughter as a burnt sacrifice, a burnt offering. That's probably going to be the next video. And that's Judges 11. I've been working on that script for a while. It's crazy the stuff you read in the Bible when you actually read it. Nobody else has anything to say? No questions? We're not gonna be here long if I don't get some engagement or some talking. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here staring at the screen. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh my gosh. Okay, now a whole bunch of people said stuff. Oh, well, any teasers on future videos? Probably the Judge's 11. I guess it took a while for that to populate. That's crazy. Okay, I do have a question since I'm relatively new to your channel. Are you an ex-Christian? I have been a Christian. I was also a Jehovah's Witness growing up. I'm in the dark. You can't see my face. I'm in the light. Looks light on my screen. Okay. Can you see the question I just asked about Skyrabina? Skyrabina? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see that question. Yes, I have. Once I left the Jehovah Witnesses, I was like 16. Um, in my 20s, I looked at Christianity and I decided that wasn't good either. So I have experience in both. I was Jehovah Witness from the time I was born to 16. Can you see the question I just asked about Skyrapine? Maybe I need to look at my phone for these chats because this populates very slow. Let me see here. It may populate faster over here. Do you see the chat? I do see the chat, but it's very slow apparently. What's the way for me to make it faster? Let me see if there's some way to make this faster. I don't. No, it just all came in at once. That's why I saw it all at once. So, I'm not really sure. It's probably a bug because I'm using OBS, which is a free software. So, I have most of the stuff to do, live chats, I mean, live videos and all that. I just never do them. Simon, what are you talking about? Can you see the question I just asked about? It says Sky Rabina. I think you misspelled that. I'm not sure what you're talking about. And no, I did not see that question at all. It wasn't ever shown on my chat. It shows that I'm not in the dark on my camera. Am I in the dark to everybody? Because one person says I'm in the dark. Just a silhouette to you. It's probably OBS. It looks dark. No, his name really is Skirbina. I still don't see your question, though, that you're asking about him. Yep. Still dark, but I can still see you on my phone. Okay. Skirbina. I don't need... Let me look it up, because I'm not even sure what you're referring to. David Skirbina, a philosopher known for writing about technology criticism. That's probably not who you're talking about. Ted Kaczynski, probably not who you're talking about. Maybe it is. Let me know. The author of the Jesus hoax. Well, what did you ask about him? What did you want to know? I don't think I've ever read the Jesus hoax. David Skirvina, the one who did the Ted Kaczynski writings and wrote the Jesus Hoax. Says online he may have helped the Unabomber get published. Is that true? Yeah, let me check it real quick because I still didn't see what he's asking. It doesn't even show it on my phone, I don't think. Yeah, it's really not showing me his question. Not even on my cell phone. Because I have it live on my phone also. Just to see if I missed anything, but it doesn't show any question from him. So, why don't you try, copy it or paste it or something if you can, Neo. So I can see what his actual question is. For some reason, it's not showing me his question. I am getting the questions, just not that one, I guess, from him. And they all populate at once. It like holds like 10 chats and then they all come in at one time. Which is kind of weird. But again, probably OBS, it is a free software. So, see, I just posted that boo and it came up right away. So, I actually haven't read that book, The Jesus Hoax. I'll have to look it up though. The question is about what you think about his theory about Jesus was a myth created to subvert the Roman Empire. I think I've already answered that in my last Jesus video, which wasn't that long ago. I don't think it's impossible. I mean, I think it's as if Jesus even existed, which there's a lot of evidence he may have actually existed. Okay, was he a god? I don't believe so. I would probably go more on the side of he probably was created to subvert the Roman Empire. It's a very plausible theory. I've heard a lot of different stuff on it. If he did exist, that's more likely than him being a god or the son of God, whichever one you want to go with. There's different theories on. People believe different things. So it just depends on what you choose to believe. I don't believe he's either. So I don't know if he was created to subvert the Roman Empire or if he was a rebel trying to subvert the Roman Empire, if he actually existed. And he could have existed. We don't really know. To say you don't know he didn't exist, to say he didn't exist, you don't know that for a fact. And to say he did exist, you don't know that for a fact either. Because we didn't live back then and we don't have enough evidence either way. Okay, good idea. Let me do that, Neo. I see that. Oh. Mm. Why do they make it so stupid? Like, I don't have goals on a live chat. I'm just here to chat. I don't care about that. Okay, here we go. All messages. I see it. Alright, that may have been why. Now I see all of your chats, Simon. I'm sorry, I see them all now. Neil was right, I needed to put that in there. Now I see all of them. What do you think of David Scribina's theory that Saul of Tarsus and the anonymous gospel writers actually created the Jesus story as ideological subversion against the Roman Empire? And what do you think of his theory about the Jesus story was intentionally ideological subversion against the Roman Empire? Scribina thinks the character is probably based on a real man. I mean, he could have been. He could have been a real man. I don't think there's any evidence at all that he was some kind of a godly figure. So, it says, according to Scribina, Jesus wasn't a messiah, he was a weapon. Ideological sabotage, and Roman fell for it. I mean, it makes sense to me. So, it's more likely than the God theory. Like I said, everyone's God theory. This is great, by the way, that you told me that, Neil. Thank you. So now I can see everyone's messages. What if I can do it over here? I don't think I can, though. I think I have to look at it on my phone, which is crazy. It is what it is. At least I can see everybody's comments now. Thank you, by the way, Neo. Did you watch my last Jesus video that I did, Simon? I can probably pull it up. It actually took a while to make that video, too. Let's see what you got to say. You can't prove... Oh, boy, let's see what this person said. You can't prove a negative, so you can't say that Jesus didn't exist either, 100% certainty. So the evidence must be proven by the claim he existed. True. That last video I did, it took me a really long time to do that. I probably should have rewatched it before I watched this. But I didn't know we were going to talk about Jesus. Probably should have known. But let me go over here to my playlist. Did he even die? Okay, there it is. You should go watch that video that I did. I think that you would like that. It's the case against Jesus, and it's under my... I believe it's under my Matthew playlist. It's the very last one. So when you get a chance, you should watch that and let me know what you think. And I may have even mentioned Scribina back then whenever I did the video. I forget a lot of stuff. I'm constantly researching stuff constantly. No, I will after this. Yeah, okay, you should. Oh, thank you, Katie. Thank you. Is it Katie or Caddy? Some people say it differently. I just realized you have Donatello, the Ninja Turtle, as your profile picture there, Neo. Love that. Watched that growing up. All the Ninja Turtles. Not Bible related, but I just noticed it. So, whichever, Katie or Caddy, all right. Your notifications disappear off my feed for a while. Glad they're back. Well, I haven't really been posting a lot because I had some issues with the character and the voice. So I was just saying I'm probably not going to be able to get those back. I don't know. I might be able to get them back maybe for a week or something, then they're going to disappear again. In December, they're going to be gone completely because that company that I use, Play.ht, is moving to Meta. So they sold out to Meta, basically, so the voices are gone. Unless Meta makes them available, which is very unlikely. And if they do, it's probably going to be for a very big price, because they're really good voices. They don't sound as much AI as a lot of voices do. And I do prefer his sarcastic voice, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it back. So we'll see. I was just saying, I'm probably going to end up doing Judges 11 next. It's a toy I painted a long time ago. Oh, is it? That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. There was actually, I don't know if you guys are familiar with R.A. Salvatore, the Dritz series. There was actually this Dritz icon I almost bought a few years back that you paint. I like that kind of stuff too. So. Have you tried? Oh man, 11 Studios. Their voices are not even close to as good as Play.ht. Not even, like, they're so AI sounding. So yes, I have, and I've tried quite a few of them, and they just don't. Look, my guy's kind of like has a sarcastic voice. I can make him be really sarcastic and snooty, which I kind of enjoy that aspect of it. And there's no way to do that on 11 Studios as well. Unfortunately. It is. I like him. Yeah, he's funny. I do have some of my Judges 11 if you guys want to look at it. If you guys are interested in that and want to look at it right now, we can do that. I can probably pull it up. That's it. Okay. Give me a second. Yes. Just have to switch this over really quick. Oh, here we go. No, no. Yeah, I'm not good at this stuff yet, so try to be patient with me. Okay, here we go. This is actually probably was, see, this is case J, number J11, Judges 11. Let me check the chat real quick. Actually, I find it, I did watch the Case Against Jesus video, and I shared it on my Telegram. Oh, nice. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that, Simon. That's awesome. I actually have. This is it right here. I had already set this up. I just haven't done it yet. For case number J11, for forensic purposes, Judges 1129. I'm going to look at your guys' chats in a little bit. Because I can't just have all this downtime. We got to talk about something. So let's focus on these 3 verses right here. He already has the Spirit of the Lord on him, but he still tries to bribe the same God. Where's the Spirit of the Lord? Spirit of Jehovah right here. All right. So in case you don't know what's going on here, this is Judges 11. Okay. Quick setup. Israel's in another border fight with the Ammonites. Japheth, which we're just going to call Jep because it's easier to say. Okay, so we're going to call him Jep. All right. Jep was kicked out of his family for being the wrong bloodline. He builds a gang in exile, then the nation's panic. Same thing as always. Okay? Israel's in another border fight. Alright? When the nations panic, they beg him to come back and lead the army. He agrees, but only if he gets permanent authority. So he's already negotiating power before the war even starts. Okay? Now these first verses here that we're going to look at are Judges 11, 29 through 31. Basically, he already has the Spirit of God in him. Right? He has the Spirit of Jehovah with him. That's what this says. The Spirit of Jehovah is on Jeb. Okay? But instead of that being enough, this guy says, he says, that which all cometh out from the doors of my house to meet me in my turning back in peace from the Ben-Amon, it hath been to Jehovah, or I have offered up for it a burnt offering. So, he's saying that the next thing that what walks through his door, he's going to offer up as a burnt offering, basically. No limits, no sanity clause, just whatever comes out of my house. This is what he's doing. There's no jumping from God here that says, hey, maybe don't do that. I'm already upon you. You don't need to bribe me more or anything. Okay? God just allows this. Okay? Then, here's the next few verses. And Jet passeth over. This is basically the fight, right? They take 20 cities. Very great smiting. It's a very small part of this. Basically, just the war, they won. He's going back home. Okay? Because this isn't the main point here. The main point that they want you to get to is this part right here, the next few chapters, where he gets home after his little war, and Jep cometh into Mizpah to his house. As he cometh to pass, then he seeth his daughter. My daughter, thou hast caused me greatly to bend, and thou hast been among those troubling me. And I have opened my mouth unto Jehovah, and I am not able to turn back. So he's saying, I offer the next thing that came out of my house as a burnt offering. You came out of my house. So I can't go back on what I told God I was going to do. Now you would think, being this is a good Bible and all, and they don't allow sacrifices of people, right? This is the idea. You would think that Jehovah would chime in here, Yahweh would chime in here and say, hey, maybe don't offer up your kid as a burnt sacrifice. However, that is not what happens here. What happens is she says to him, my father, thou hast opened thy mouth unto Jehovah, which Jehovah here, it could be Yahweh, Jehovah, either one, doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. Do it to me as it hath gone out from my mouth. After that, Jehovah hath done for thee vengeance on thine enemies. So she says, basically, I would like for you to give me 2 months to warn and weep for her virginity on the hills, because I guess she's a virgin. And it cometh to pass at the end of the 2 months that she turned back unto her father, and he doth to her his vow which he hath vowed. So basically, he offered her up as a burnt offering because he told Yahweh that he would. Now, let's talk about this. Let me check the chat before I go any further here. Versatroll is a chicken. How am I a chicken? No spring chicken. What? No spring chicken. The notification, for whatever reason, came up today. It actually came up for me also, which is weird. Maybe on my other account. But, it came up for me like 2 hours ago, but I had posted it yesterday. So. Versatroll's a chicken. I am Versatroll, Donnie. Haven't you figured that out? Or are you one of those people that read the Bible and believe it? That myth was stolen from the Iliad. It's the story. That myth was stolen from the Iliad. It's the story of Agamemnon sacrificing his daughter to Artemis to sell to Troy. The story. I think the majority of these stories are stolen from other stories, from myths. Same thing with the Sumerian tablets. All these stories are just stolen. 100% agree with that. Well, it's an interesting story because look, this is an interesting story altogether. Because if you think about it, people all the time, all over the world, I watch a lot of crime documentaries also. I'm big into the real crime documentaries. I watch all kinds of YouTubes on real crimes. Very interesting to me, how people choose to act and react and things like that. But a lot of them involve people who murder their families and things like that, and they do it in the name of God, or their God told them to, or I was doing it because I told God I would. And now, in this day and age, we put them in prison, right? That's where they should be. They should be in prison. But this Bible here doesn't do that. People are fine with what this says. They're fine with the fact that this man offers up his daughter as a burnt sacrificing. But if they watch on the news today and they see someone unalives their child in the name of God, they're like, oh, we need to put him in prison. But your Bible was fine with it right here. So why are you not okay with it now? It's a really good question, and it really does. I mean, people really don't think about the things that they're reading in the Bible. The pastors don't really talk about these things. Some say Yahweh is Baal. Maybe. What kind of messages? Let's see here. Iphigenia is some versions. She is sacrificed, in others, she becomes a priestess of Artemis. Yeah, I think a lot of the stories are stolen. I mean, a lot of them. I have to go back through here and look here at these messages. Some say Yahweh is Baal. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, makes sense. Well, I think one of the early chapters, I think with Moses, if I can remember right, I believe Baal is sacrificing, doing human sacrifices. So it's certainly plausible. I've actually heard a lot about that. They don't teach this in church. They don't. They don't teach any of this stuff in church. They don't. But I mean, people should read it for themselves, especially with what's going on today, where they're really, really pushing these. I'm not going to mention any religions. I'm not targeting anyone specifically, but they are pushing a lot of religions right now, especially with different party sides. And there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, and there's a reason for that. But I guess that no one's really interested in that right now. They all want to focus on certain religions, I guess, that they think makes them feel and look morally superior, when you can be morally superior without taking your morality from a book that's really atrocious. So no, they definitely don't highlight these chapters and these verses in the Bible where children are sacrificed, and they don't care. I mean, it's all about money. In the end, it's all about money. That's what it all comes down to. These people are making millions, billions, trillions of dollars, and they're making it off these people who either can't read or don't care to read the Bible. They just want to pretend that they're part of something greater than what they are currently a part of. Don't get me ranting here. Don't get me ranting. Yahoo. I think you mean Yahweh. Yahweh isn't Baal. He's probably an Indo-European god adopted during the Babylonian period. He was always a minor god, one of the many sons of El. There was actually, what was it? About a month ago, I read about it. Isn't there actually a whole sect of Yahweh, like sons of Yahweh or something? It's not about truth, it's about excuse. That sounds about right. It's all allegory or a parable. Yeah, especially Genesis and Exodus. I 100% agree that they are. But some people really, they take it. It's 100% literal to them. Especially, I can't say that. Some religions take it as 100% literal, and they really believe that this all happened. Sons of El. Yeah, there was another one though. I'm trying to remember what it was off the top of my head. I can probably pull it up though, because I was actually researching it. Actually, it was a guy that was on Danny Jones' show, and he was talking about it. He had written a whole book, and I had downloaded it. I'm looking on here to see if I can find it in my stuff. Yeah, there's some scholar on Danny, and I remember that was on Danny Jones. So I went and pulled his book. I'm trying to see if I can find it really quick. If I can't, I'll let it go. I'll have to post it on a post after this. I'm gonna have to pull it up. I can't remember what it is. I remember the guy who talked about it, and I probably have the book downloaded, and I was reading it. I probably need to get back to reading it because it was really interesting. But there was a whole sect of people that was attached to Yahweh that was part of this like God group. And it wasn't just one person, it was a whole group that was attached to the Yahweh God. And he was saying that this is where they had got the God Yahweh from. Now I need to pull it up and research it a little more. The Council of El and his wife. Let me see here. The Council of El and his wife, Asherah, had 12 gods in their pantheon. El gave them each a piece of that Levant. When Yahweh usurped El, his mom became his wife. Eventually, the Council of 12 Gods became the 12 tribes, and Yahweh got rid of his mom, wife Asherah. Now, I have heard about the wife Asherah also. They switched Yahweh for El. Read the ball cycle. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I thought El had 70 sons. Yahwism, that's it. Keith, you got it right there. It was Yahwism. That's what it was. I remember. As soon as you said that, that's what it was. There was a guy on Danny Jones that had talked about it, and I had downloaded his book, and I hadn't got all the way through it yet. But I do remember that I was looking into that, and I actually forgot about it. I really need to look into that, because it was really interesting that he really does believe that this is where that Yahweh figure came from. I'm not sure who the guy on Danny Jones was. One of you might know. We all probably watch the same kinds of things. Let's see here. Originally, it was El and Asherah at the top, the divine parents. They had a council of 12 gods, each ruling a chunk of the Levant. Then Yahweh shows up, hijacks the throne, and suddenly he's... Where does the Asherah come from? Doesn't she come from the... Isn't it the... My brain's not functioning tonight, probably because I'm nervous on a live stream. The Gnostic text is what I'm thinking of. And so... Just have to click on my keyboard. Okay, yeah, I'm right. In Gnostic texts, you can see traces of her. The divine feminine doesn't get deleted, it gets buried under names like Sophia. I don't know. Is Sophia supposed to be Asherah? I don't think that's right. But they're saying it might be because I guess both her names, she's Canaanite. She might be. Dr. Gad Barnea. Barnea. Jewish historian. Is that what he is? Or no, he's a scholar in Jewish history, I think. You know what? That is who it is. Gad Barnea. I think he was on Danny Jones. I'll know in just a second. Yes, that was who I watched. And I had downloaded his book, Dr. Gad Barnea, and I was actually going to do a video on it. Because the Yahwinism, that he talks about is really relevant to us, right? And to where they're getting this Yahweh figure. Because we see it all the time with gods, constantly saying gods in the Bible. Multiple gods. The Asherah pole is in the Bible. The Asherah pole is in the Bible. There were different Yahweh cults even in Second Temple period. Where's the Asherah pole in the Bible? Jonathan Adler is the head of the Israeli Archaeology Department. Do you watch? Yes, I have read Mario. I don't know how to say his last name. Beligno, but it's the what's that guy's name? I even own one of his books. The Anunnaki guy, bald guy. Let me pull this up. The fifth kind. That's what I was thinking of. That guy with the glasses. I like him. He sounds like a very kind person. I can't think of his name, but I've watched a lot of his videos on the Anunnaki and stuff like that. What do you guys think about that? I don't know about the whole alien thing, but I do think the Anunnaki is very interesting. Yeah, Neo. I think that's really interesting. I would like to do a video on that. I would like to research it more because I think there's something to that where they may have gotten Yahweh from, may have something to do with that. And he's pulling a lot more artifacts and things like that, that might be able to prove it in the future, which would be fantastic. Yeah, Gab Barney spoke about the Sexton Elephantine. I watched that entire video with Danny Jones. I loved that video. I thought it was great. He was interesting. I think that he gets a lot of shit from certain sides because of it, though. Yeah, Paul. I like Paul. Paul Wallace, that's his name. I do like Paul Wallace. Yeah. I think that they definitely existed. I don't know. Well, I think that I don't know if they're aliens, but I definitely think that they existed, and I think that's where a lot of our biblical mythology comes from the Sumerian tablets. There is a lot of things that look very similar to me, and I've done quite a few videos of it on my earlier videos on it. I literally have all of the Zechariah Sitchin books. Nah, trust me, I am aware that people say that, especially Michael Heiser has debunked all that supposedly. But I think it's all also interpretation, right? Deuteronomy 16:21. Thou dost not plant for thee a shrine of any tree near the altar of Yahweh thy God, which thou hast maketh for thyself. No tree shrines near. Is that what you were talking about earlier? About this was Asherah's tree? Is that what you were talking about? You think that's Asherah? Oh, you think that's Asherah's tree? He thinks that's Asherah's tree. The Asherah pole. I know Asher's a tribe. There were stories of men that were exaggerated to make law. I actually agree with that also. More like to control people is what they're for. That's what all this is about, to control people. Keep everyone going a certain way and doing certain things. Seems to be pretty important to a lot of people that they keep pushing this agenda, that's for sure. They want everyone to be in reading the Bible. Asherah was El's wife in Canaanite religion. Yes, that's what they say. I mean, on TV. Joe, I must have missed a comment from you. I have to pull it up because I don't see your other comments. Just a second. Some of them don't show up. I have to look on my phone. Okay, if you could hack channel and get away with it, what channel would it be? If you could hack channel and get... None of them. I wouldn't do that. I'm in a unique position where doing that would be very bad for me professionally. Hacking anything. So... I've heard that also. And I remember reading about I think it was Ishtar that some people think was Inanna that was putting like Osiris back together after he was chopped up, and she brought him back to life in this temple in one of Sumerian tablets. I do remember reading that, and I thought that was really interesting. Let me see it. Are you a fan of anyone like Ronaldo, Beyonce, or Rihanna? I don't even know who Ronaldo is. I know who Beyonce and Rihanna is, but no, not fans. Look, I'm old. I'm almost 50. Okay, I don't look it, but I'm almost 50. Maybe I look it. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't feel like I do, but I probably do. This is all dyed. It's usually gray. So, no. Don't know who any of them are. I don't know any of their music at all. I don't listen. Look, I'm a rock person. I listen to rock music. Alternative. I'm a 90s kid. 80s, 90s kid. Asher, now see, the smoking weed in the temple thing is really interesting because there's that whole hot box thing that Ammon has really talked about in his book, and I really wanted to cover that, but I don't want. He might say you can use his book, but his publishers may not be okay with me using it. So, but there's a lot of stuff in his book that was really interesting about drug use back in that time. I probably need to say these things differently, not say that D word and say herbal use back in that time. I mean, there's the whole hot box, just that one tent that they describe in one of the chapters. I can't remember which one it was because it's too far back when I did it. But there was that one tent that they literally made into a hot box so that they could get happy, right? And then they would see God. This is how they're seeing God. They're getting wild on the stuff and claiming that they see God. So a lot of these stories might just be actual POT heads that are just making this stuff up, which is just hilarious that people today still believe this. I cannot. Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually read that whole thing. I actually have a video on that. Inanna going to the underworld to bring back her Dumuzi. That way, way early video, though. I mean, good luck finding it. The dying rising god motif is from Inanna Ishtar, and is Inanna's Akkadian name. Yeah, it was interesting that she was what strung up, or I think was she strung up or hung for like 3 days, and then brought back to life, sending as Jesus, which was interesting. They say there's no correlation between those two things, but I mean, it seems pretty interesting that it was before the Bible, so before these things, other things were written. The dying rising. And yes, Deuteronomy 6:21 check the footnote. The tree is the Asherah pole. I do not see that, Nicosia. I know you keep saying that. I'll have to look that up. I am actually not aware of that. I will look that up, though. I do have the Gnostic Bible actually on my shelf over here. And I can look it up and see if there's anything in there also. The problem with Amoan is his little kid stuff. Oh, you're talking about Amon? I don't watch all his videos, so I don't know what you're talking about. Unless the only thing I know of in regards to little kid stuff was the supposed Jesus in the garden thing with a younger person, I'll say. That's the only thing I know of in regard to Amon. I don't watch all his videos. So, what's the Gnostic Bible? I can go get it. Give me a second. If I can find it. Okay, I found it. I actually found one. I don't even know what it is. I must have read it at some point. The Nag Hammadi scriptures, I think, is the Gnostic text, is the only one I have. Yeah, the revised and updated translation of sacred Gnostic texts right here. Now, I read this a long time ago. There's actually one chapter, I'm not sure if it's in this or not, where I think Jesus talks about his own death, which is interesting, but that might be a different one, but... Yeah, the Nag Hammadi, yeah. This right here. Oh, let me back it up. I see now, I was way too close. So my camera's like weird. There we go. Whatever, you get the idea. Nicosia, I will look at that. Yeah, I know. Look, that's the problem too. All these translations are garbage. I actually found this book here, and I actually have not read this yet. I actually found this while I was looking at the Nag Hammadi. I have not read this. No idea if it's any good or not. It's called The Lost Bible, Forgotten Scriptures Revealed by J.R. Porter. I must have gotten this and put this on my shelf because I do not recall reading this, so this might actually be interesting. Lost Writings of the Prophets. You know what? I think this has all those considered apocryphal texts. Yeah. Yes, I think so. Neo-Prototype. I think that's what this is. Which I have them all on my computer, obviously, but I did not know I had a copy. I must have probably picked it up at a yard sale or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't order it. I got it somewhere. It looks like a used book. So I must have gotten it and put it on my shelf. But like I said, I have them all on my computer. But now I know I have them here, which is interesting. I'm gonna have to look at that closer. Yeah, it has quite a few of them in here. I already looked here at the index. It's got the Gnostic Heresy, Baruch's in here. Testament of Abraham. I wonder how old this is. What year is this? Just can't read. I'm blind. My glasses on. I should have brought them in here. Getting old. 1988. So yeah, I'll have to look at that closer because there may be stuff in there that's not in some of the ones online. But yeah. Just heard a story from one of the Gnostic books on Mary, Mother of Jesus, and her story before the birth. Tux TV. I don't know what that is. I'm not up to date on like new things going on in life. So I read a lot. That's what I do with my life is I read. I don't know what Tux TV is. No Spring Chicken. I wonder what Gnostic book you're talking about. Can you tell me what Gnostic book you're talking about? If you can remember. Oh my gosh. Look, I've been waiting to do this. Wait, I've been waiting to do this. Let me get this thing working here.
Super chat. You've earned eternal damnation.
Just like that. My husband made that. Oh, you're saying hello to Tux TV. Oh, that's a person. I was like, I don't know what Tux TV is. It's a TV channel. I don't know. I don't watch TV that much. Thanks, Takashi. That was nice. And I also really, really wanted to do my super chat thing. I worked on that yesterday for quite a while because it's hilarious. Definitely gonna have to fix this so I can see all the. I don't, but it was on how she got to be married to Joseph. I can probably look it up real quick. Gospel of Philip, possibly, it says. Oh, probably because I turned off my audio. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I muted myself. This thing right here, I accidentally pressed. That's what happened. Okay, that's my fault. I'm horrible at this live stuff. Look, I'm not a professional. Okay? I do not claim to be a professional. I am in no way a professional in this YouTube arena. Glad I'm back. Anyways, what I was saying is that the Nag Hammadi is, it would be nice to be able to do. You missed it all. I don't hear anything. You should hear me now, Nikoshi. Hopefully you do. You might be a little further behind than everybody else. Anyways, it would be nice to be able to do Troll the Verse in the Nag Hammadi, but the Nag Hammadi has a problem with the whole Sophia thing. I was saying that some people take Sophia in not the literal sense. They take her as wisdom, internal kind of things. Muting is a rite of passage. Everyone does it. I'm sure I'll do it a lot. I don't even know when I muted myself, honestly. I don't care. It's fine. Like, just let me know and I'll unmute myself. We can't go much longer anyway, because I have to feed my dog soon. But, which, by the way, Ringo's doing fantastic. For anyone that donated to him, thank you. He's doing great. We're still waiting on his results. He had to have a bunch of mass tumors removed. And they did. They sent them all out. We went to the doctor this last Wednesday, and got all his stitches out. I took your crown with the super chat. Get it back. Oh, thank you, Negoshi. He's like, I'm never giving it back. Anyways, Ringo's doing fantastic. He's well. We'll hopefully get his results back soon, and we'll know. Hopefully he doesn't have any kind of cancer inside him. So hopefully he'll live a long time. They are. We actually have 9 dogs. Don't get me started on dogs. We love our babies. So one of mine had to go on some medicine because she has a mental problem. But other than that, all of our babies are just sweet little angels. Oh my gosh, I get to do it again.
Super Chat! You've earned eternal damnation.
Okay. Do you know if any other prophets could be said to be experiencing a mental breakdown like Ezekiel when he got captured by Babylon? No, I mean, John was very likely. I don't know if he was experiencing a breakdown. He certainly seems to have been, from my personal perspective. Or he may have been on a massive amount of drugs also. That is possible. I believe, actually, that's something that Amon believes, is that there's a lot of drug use. And I had watched the Danny Jones where they were actually talking about some word, some chapter in Revelation that refers to, they say it refers to a DRUG or something hallucinogenic, and that's I may have mentioned that in I believe my last Revelation video, which I would like to get back to Revelations. I think I'm on Revelations 11. I haven't finished them all. I need to. So the next video you get probably won't be live unless you guys really want one and we can talk again. But it'll probably be probably Revelations 11. But I also have Judges 11 also. So we'll see. I need to do one of them, though, soon, because I haven't been here a lot, and I'm trying to be here more. I am just in the middle of my PhD, and it takes a lot of time. So, unfortunately, hopefully I'll be taking less time now. I only have a few more months left, and then I'll be out of that. And I can solely focus on YouTube. Anyhow, everybody, I have to go. It was nice to meet all of you and to chat with you, and I will hopefully get to chat with you again. Let me know if you guys want to do this again, okay? And we will do this again. Let me know in the comments or wherever, somewhere, I'll see it. I guarantee you that. All right, you guys have a good night.